thinking of something. Time shows we let it go for too long. Go back, I never could. It wasn't what I was searching for at all. We've been turning upside down. Now things are stranger. Nothing's left to say. Too far gone to go back to that place. And I don't wanna feel that way. I don't wanna feel that way.
Oh, righty, freaking then.
Hi.
Hi, how are ya?
Hi, welcome back to my channel.
Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Good morning, lads and laddises. Wow.
Good morning.
Dude, Jake, how you feeling this morning, bro?
Fantasmic.
You look incredible.
Oh, thank you.
You look great.
You are incredible.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that a lot. Hang on, let me get some tunes going here in the background.
Little tune action.
Yeah, the weird thing is I almost don't like having music in the background, but also at the same time I've listened to my voice and listened to these in the past, and not having that subtle background music is super weird. Like I just feel like we're all over the place. So, hey, good morning. Hello. As you guys could tell, this morning we have with me on the podcast. Dude, you're my first guest. Do you realize that? You're my first guest. Jake the Viking,
hey.
you're my very first guest ever. That's not like my friend, like my friend group, obviously. You're my first guest on this podcast ever, and I'm actually very excited about it. Because
it's all uphill from here.
Yeah, at least I think. No, but the thing is like I feel like not a lot of people know a whole lot about. Well, I mean, like for me, I don't know a whole lot about you. So I know what just about everybody knows, right? Like I know Jake the Viking, beard, and everything else. Speaking of which, when did you decide to go? When were you like, all right, the beard is it?
God.
Well, because I remember I always wanted a beard, but I could never really like grow one. But whenever I always had like, so I would always keep it at like a stubble for like a long time because I knew that I couldn't grow one fully out. And so I would go stubble. And then whenever it got too weird and long, it was like too patchy and I wasn't about it. When were you like, holy shit, like this is it?
So it started back in like what 2012 when me and the like high school sweetheart broke up.
Right. Okay.
I was like,
That's fair.
Like, screw it. I was like, I'm going for a change. And like at that point, my hair was always buzz cut. Like I did a one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I never did beard or anything.
Right.
I was like, it doesn't look right. And then once me and her split, I was like, time to change.
And that's when you went full wild man?
Full wild man. Grew the hair out, grew the beard out, all the good stuff.
That's dope.
Like, hold on.
You know what's super weird is, and this is gonna sound very weird, but last night, and this is what made me immediately think about that question. Last night, first of all, I slept like shit. Okay. But last night, in the probably 2 hours I slept, I actually had a dream about you. That you shaved your. We were hanging out, and we were about to go out for a drink or something like that. Like we were at my place. and you were like, "Hey man, you mind if I grab a quick shower real quick?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, that's no problem." And we were at my place. And dude, listen, okay, it's fucking weird.
I'm already weird.
I know,
All right, guys.
I know, but listen, no. So we were like, "Yeah, let me grab a quick shower before we go out." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, no problem, whatever." And you said that you were like shaping up your beard a little bit, and you fucked up, and you came out with a completely shaven face.
Oh god.
Complete, and I was like, holy shit. Like, dude, you just came out, you just shaved your face, like you couldn't have done anything to make that better. And you're like, no, like I got so mad I just which is not, I don't think it's you. Like, that's definitely me. Like, that was definitely like a me personality type thing where like if I fuck it up, it's gone. Like, I'm just getting rid of it. But anyways,
I almost did that one
really
time. I like messed either my beard or my hair up, and I was like, I'm about to just shave everything.
Dude, yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, I can't even think about my face as without hair on it. It's the same thing with the hair I have now.
Right. Oh, by the way, 2 people in chat said I'm a little quiet, but also if you want a surprise, click the link I posted.
Oh boy, let's
here you go. This is a little surprise for you.
Let's take a. Oh wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's up here.
Yeah.
It says this page isn't available for me.
Oh, how can I show you that picture then? Hold on. It's a picture of me like before I grew everything out.
Oh, and you were just.
Hold
Let
on.
me look at your volume here real quick.
I'll post it in the chat.
All right.
Here. Lol.
Where's your fucking volume at? Jesus, Jake! Oh my god!
That's when I first got to LSU.
Dude, look at that tiny ass phone, bro. I had that phone. With what? It's so weird to see something with one cam now. Like, I just don't.
It's just not right. It's
Yeah.
just not right.
Dude, you know what you look like right here?
What?
Dude, in the LSU pic, you know, that looks like. Did you ever watch the show Two-A-Days?
No.
You didn't, dude. It was this reality show about these high schoolers in somewhere Alabama, and they were
Wait. It's yeah. They were at the what high school is that called? Oh.
I could see the colors, I could see the team.
Doesn't it start with an H?
Hoover High.
Yeah. There you
Hoover
go.
High, yeah, that's it, dude. And they did 2-a-day practices, and they were talking about what it's like being a high schooler. I think it was high school, right? High school
They don't
going.
count. They don't count.
Right. Yeah.
They're
right.
practically a college. They're like one of the best, or they were one of the best football schools
At that time. Yeah, those dudes were they were pumping out gamers.
Everybody went D1.
Mm-hmm. That's so crazy to think about, because I remember watching that and getting super hyped, like, oh shit, like I'm ready to go blow somebody up, dude.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this thing. Where are you from, Jake?
New Bern, North Carolina.
Where the hell is New Bern, North Carolina at?
Well, sir, it is the original capital of North Carolina.
Is it actually?
That's about it. Yeah, it's like an hour and a half north of Wilmington.
Okay. And were you born and raised there?
I was born in a small town called Salemburg, which was in like outside of Clinton, North Carolina.
Okay.
Which is where good old Willie Parker's from.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Dude.
My mom was his principal. Flex.
What?
Yeah.
Is your mom still in school? Like, does she still do stuff like that? Is she still like principal, or is that kind of like?
She got she wanted to be a superintendent because she got her doctorate degree from Chapel Hill, and she finally got it, and then some stuff went down, and so she was like, "Screw it, I'm retiring."
Okay.
So she retired from education.
Okay, I got you. That's what's up. And so you grew up. You grew up there, and when did sports become a thing for you? Like, was it like right off the rip? Like, so like for me, like it was like second nature, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So mom played basketball, and I think she didn't play softball. So she played basketball. Dad played basketball. So everybody was big sports people. And then Dad played baseball too. So he actually he went to Omaha in '72 with UConn.
Okay. Damn.
They lost first round, but whatever.
Whatever. They still went to Omaha. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. But so when growing up, it was they were trying to push like basketball and baseball.
Really?
And I was like, I'm not playing baseball, because at the time I was like, this is the most boringest thing ever.
Dude, which is fair. That's every little kid's. It's like baseball might as well be golf.
Yeah. But I was like, if only y'all could have taught me the importance of money. Because oh my god, dude, baseball players get paid.
Yeah, dude. You're seeing all these deals that are going down right now,
Oh
dude.
my
Guys are getting
God.
bank. Guys are
Was it
getting
like
bank
400
right
mil?
now. Yeah, like
Dude,
Christian Yelich
nice.
just signed the other day for like just an absurd amount of money. You know, Bryce
Jesus.
Harper with like $330 million. Like, holy hell.
No big deal.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, and he's like 24. Whatever, dude. I'm pissed.
Dude, I don't watch the Olympics anymore. I
Really?
Can't do that. Yeah, because all the kids are like 14.
Yeah,
15,
that's true, and they're
I'm like,
just studs. You know, I had a
wasted
kid.
my life.
Yeah, I had a kid from my hometown. He went to my rival high school. His name was Michael Duderstadt. He has a fucking day named after him back home. It's called Duder Day. And he dude, he was he was an Olympic swimmer at 16.
Jesus.
Every day this kid swam. Like he majority of the time he didn't even have to go to school. Like this kid was like out in the pass, like in the ocean, swimming just for miles, going like it was insane. It was
I played the
insane.
wrong sport. That's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah, same. What age were you like, dude? Football?
I didn't fully buy in because I played 1 year at Pop Warner and it was just kind of whatever.
Like yeah,
I didn't fully dive in until probably freshman year of high school, but I played 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
And then freshman year, they were like, I was playing freshman and JV, and then sophomore year, I was playing JV and varsity.
So
I was
you,
like, hey,
but
I'm
you
good
guys
at
had freshmen. You guys had a freshman team.
Yeah, we were 4 AA high school, so we had over 2,000 students in our high
Okay.
school.
Okay.
So they put together the freshman team, JV team, and then varsity team
Okay.
because we had that many students.
Damn, that's wild.
And yeah, and most of the schools we played against were the same size.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah. Damn. Were your parents like, what the hell? We want you playing basketball.
They were cool with it. No, they were cool with it. They were
Really?
like, whatever you enjoy doing. Yeah. Because it kind of sparked early on that I was pretty good.
Right.
And then it just kept growing because then I started getting a lot of interest. I started like my beginning of junior year, every day I was getting letters from like major D1 schools.
Like, hey, we're eyeing you or whatever.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we had so right off the rip, it was South Carolina was sending a lot. UNC Chapel Hill, NC State, ECU, Duke, a bunch of D1 AA schools.
Right.
Eventually I got letters from like Syracuse, a bunch of up north schools.
Right.
So it was like, okay, I have a future in this.
Yeah, and that's and so like I'd imagine when those letters start rolling through, it's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
it's showtime. Yeah.
I gotta take this seriously.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. It's time to not be that big of a shit. I
Yeah.
feel that. What were some of the schools like? So your junior year, you start getting these letters in the mail, and you're like, oh shit. Like, what was at the top of your list prior to? Obviously, you went to LSU, but what was at the top of your list beforehand? Like when you first started getting those, like where were you like, oh shit, like this is where I'd want to go?
Oh, South Carolina.
Really? But obviously, I mean, being like pretty much right around here too, right?
Yeah, and it was pretty cool because they were like sending one like almost every day. So I was like, these guys are obviously interested.
Right. Yeah.
And so they invited me down there like spring game, and just being down there, it was sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really hot though. Really.
Dude, that place is hot as shit. I don't know what it is about South Carolina. So I got to hit on their field once, on their baseball field, and it was the hottest fucking field I've ever been in. Also one of the nicest I've ever been in my life. But so
because South Carolinas are goat at baseball.
yeah, it's very true. So senior year rolls around. What?
Bro, shit hit the fan senior year.
Really?
Like actually. So when I was coming into senior year, I got screwed over because every major Division I school that was recruiting me had coaching changes. Every
Yikes.
single one.
So you weren't even on the radar anymore, pretty much.
Yeah, I went from being like in the top 5 guys they were looking at to not even being considered.
Holy hell.
East Carolina was heavily recruiting me.
Yeah.
And then their head coach left. It was Skip Holtz. He left. My name dropped.
Yeah.
NC State had coaching changes. Name dropped. UNC messed up because one coach thought they were offering me at the camp I went to, while the other one was thinking they were going to offer me after. So a month goes by. I hadn't heard anything. Call them. They're like, oh yeah, we already had 2 tight ends commit before you. And I was like, I was never offered anything.
Well,
What do you mean?
what? Holy
Yeah.
hell!
And then I was also talking with LSU, and I was talking to their head recruiting coordinator, who was also the tight end coach. He left.
That's a clutch situation though, especially being in your field
Yeah.
of tight
dude,
end, being have the recruiting guy be the tight end coach too. That's
it's
dope.
great until they leave.
Well, yeah, no shit.
So yeah, so everywhere that was recruiting me, the coaches left, and I was like, all right. So then I got left with, I only had 2 offers, and it was to Elon and William and Mary, and of course I chose William and Mary because the year prior they had gone to the semifinals of the playoffs,
Okay.
lost to Villanova by a point, and
Yikes.
Villanova won the national championship.
Yikes.
So I was like, oh shit, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And so, what was your time like over there? Like, how long did you spend there? 1 year, 2 years?
Year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went there as an offensive line, which I was like okay with at first, but
Okay.
then they started wanting me to like add on weight, because once you get to a lot of people don't realize, once you go from high school to college, it's no longer a sport.
Dude, no, it's weird because I don't think a lot of people understand is that when you get there, it's not a. You're right. It's not. It's a job. Like they're gearing you up to treat it like this is going to be your future.
Oh, but no, that it is your job.
Right.
It's no longer I'm doing this for fun. It is like, this is it. Like, this is your 40-hour-a-week job on top of school.
Yep, you're exactly right.
And they want you to meet certain like weight level. They want you doing certain things, and they wanted me to go. So I graduated high school like 220.
Okay.
They wanted me like 290.
That's a big jump.
It was a massive jump.
Dude, that's a big jump.
But I was also like, I developed late.
Right.
So I graduated high school at the age of 17.
Okay.
And so I was basically like a year behind everyone.
Right. Yeah.
I was 18. Was I 18? I had just turned 18, or I was 17. So I was like right there in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
And so people still had like a year on me.
Yeah.
So like this, I remember at South Carolina, I was going against this other guy who the coaches were all obsessed about because he was a junior.
Yeah.
But the junior was a year and a half older than me.
Yikes.
And I'm like,
yikes.
What do you mean?
So this guy got held back somewhere early on. Right. Yeah. Okay.
And it worked out in his favor.
Hell yeah. Sometimes it does.
My dad told me afterwards, like, yeah, I really wanted to hold you back, but your mom let me. And I was like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Wherever you are, thank you. But then when I got to William Mary, I had jumped to like 250.
Okay. That's still 30 pounds that's a lot, even still.
I was eating everything. I was
like
drinking
6 times a day.
Oh yeah, and I was drinking all the protein shakes.
Yeah.
Like I can show you pictures. Like it wasn't like a healthy big.
Really?
To me. It was kind of like, okay, I don't like this.
It's like that big.
Yeah, because I got up to, I want to say I got up to like 285.
Really?
Before I was just like, I just don't like this.
Can't do this anymore?
Yeah, and it was like, it started getting weird carrying around that body weight on my frame because I wasn't used to it.
Yeah. Especially like you said, like your body's not fully into itself yet, too.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're like, they didn't care because they're like, hey,
not.
we got a role for you. We want you to play that role. And I kept trying to switch to tight end because that's what I wanted to play.
Right.
I always consider myself to be more, I don't want to say more athletic because playing offensive line is a very athletic position. But
it is.
I just felt like I wasn't an offensive lineman. I was like a tight end.
I feel that. Now, did they run a lot of did they actually run a lot of pass plays? Because I know at some of these at some of not the Division I schools, sometimes they can't recruit a pretty solid quarterback, so they stick with the run game.
No, we threw a lot.
Okay.
My first year there, what was his name? He was the brother of some like big time quarterback. I can't remember. Oh shit, I gotta look it up. But no, we had a quarterback that was like legit. Backup quarterback was really good. We had a really good receiving core.
Okay.
Matter of fact, one of our receivers was Joe Brady, which I'm pretty sure you know who that is.
Maybe.
He was the offensive coordinator for LSU this year that went undefeated and won the
Roger.
Yeah, he was one of our wide receivers.
Okay.
So I mean, we were good. We had Jonathan Grime was our running back. So I mean, we had a really solid team. But again, I was just like, I don't know, tackle. Like, I mean,
were you out pulling? Did they have you pulling and stuff like that, or no?
Oh yeah, we did everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Like so, trap plays, anything like that, we were pulling. But it just it wasn't for me. And every time I talked to them, I was like, "Hey, let me play tight end." They're like, "No, you're gonna be a great. You can make it to the league playing tackle." I'm like,
Mm.
"Nah."
That's the thing, though, is when stuff like that happens, it's hard for you to put a whole lot of effort into something that you're like not really like passionate about, right? So like,
Yeah.
I can imagine being in that position. It was the same way. It was the same way with me, but in a different form. It's like, dude, I don't want to do this. This sucks. Like, I'll
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
how
I know my role. I'll do it, but fuck, I would really love to do something else.
I'm sending pictures to show you in the chat. This one, Discord chat too, by the way. Those are
Okay.
two pictures of me playing. We were playing them, but no, like, so my time there was like salty because I think 3 months into the season, well, not even 3 months really. It was like more than halfway in, I sustained a terrible shoulder injury.
Really?
Yeah, so I completely shredded my labrum.
Damn, look at you with the dude. You were
knee
a
braces.
big boy. Look at you with the
Yeah.
knee. Listen, that's the sign of a big man. Is knee
Yeah.
braces. That's
Those knee
like,
braces suck.
yeah, that dude. That's the sign of a big man is knee braces.
Yeah, but no, so it was at practice, dude blitzed, my arm got caught twisted and pulled across my body.
Mm.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, you ripped your labrum." So I went in and had surgery, and come to find out, if you look at a clock, all right,
Okay.
1 through 6 being the front of your shoulder,
Okay.
7 through 11 being the back. The
Okay.
front was torn from like 1 to 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
The back was like 6 to 11,
Yikes.
like shredded.
So I was okay. Yeah. Yikes.
So yeah, so I had to have surgery, get everything fixed up. So I missed my entire first year. I got redshirted, tore my labrum, had surgery, sat out, missed a majority of spring ball.
Damn.
So here I am just going to classes, and it's William and Mary, so all the classes are super difficult for no reason. And
Yes, I went to William and Mary.
yeah, and I'm taking like business classes, and I'm sitting over here like, dude, I don't even know what I want to major in.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is
dude,
fair.
shit.
I mean, I feel like nobody really does.
dude, shout out to those people who go into college like already knowing what they want to do with their life.
Straight up. My little
Because-
sister was like that, and I'm like, dude, how did you
Mhm.
immediately know? Like, I don't understand it.
And what sucks is your entire life you're told you have to know what you want to be,
Yeah.
and you don't realize until you're in college talking to friends.
Yeah.
that no one knows.
Literally
what they
no
want to
one
do.
knows what the hell's going on. Like, you're
There's,
just
like,
you're just skating by, like, give me the electives that I need, and then I'll figure it out.
Yeah, because dude, I ended up graduating from LSU with a what was it, general studies degree, because I was like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
dude, general study. And you know what's crazy is now, like, it doesn't, I mean, unless you're going into a really specific field, but like the majority of the time, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
people just want to see the piece of paper that you made it, like
They want to.
that you did it.
Yeah, they want to see that you can learn.
Right. Yeah.
That's all it shows, is that you can learn
yeah.
at a difficult level.
Just a $40,000 piece of paper, if not
That
more.
says you can learn.
Yep.
And mine's hanging up right behind me. You see it, right?
I do
there.
see it actually.
Good old Louisiana State University.
So how did the transition from Marion to LSU happen?
So it started with going through into my second year, being a redshirt freshman. There was
Post surgery.
Post surgery, because
Right.
I had a great camp. You know,
Okay.
the little bit of spring ball I was able to do was really great. You know, I had killing camp. Who's calling me? I don't know why you're calling me. Anyway, so I go in and I'm like, dude, I'm about to I'm ready. I'm back up right tackle.
Right.
Like, let's go. Because the guy in front of me was, I think, 2 years ahead of me.
Mm.
But I was feeling great. You know, I was comfortable at like the 285, 290 I was sitting at. And then we go in and play UVA first game. We
Okay.
call up Virginia. We're playing them. Cool. This is where it all goes downhill for me. So
Oh, yikes.
it's like, dude, we're getting our ass kicked. It's like 41-3, I think.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. 41-3.
With you starting
and-
or the guy in front of you starting?
No, guy in front. Guy in
Okay.
front. And guy in front, boom, blows his shoulder during the game.
Yeah.
This is late game too. This is like end of third quarter. Maybe we're in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. And everyone's like, Jake, get ready. You're about to go in. Like, players, some of the code, dude, get ready. You're about to go in. I'm like, all right, bet. Let's go. I'm getting hyped.
Dude, that's one of like the scariest feelings too. Like it's like that nervous, like, oh, like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
You're like, oh, I'm ready.
Yeah. Oh man, do I remember everything? Yeah. Okay. So you're about to go in.
And then so I'm ready. And then coach, the offensive line coach, switches the left tackle to right and puts in the backup left tackle.
Yikes.
And I was just like,
Oh.
okay. I was like, all right, whatever. Maybe they got a feeling we might score, maybe get some points, whatever.
Yeah.
It's cool. Well, then there's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes left, and he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, get ready. You're going in on the next possession." I look up. UVA has the ball. We have no timeouts, and again, there's a minute and a half left. I'm like,
bitch.
What do you mean next possession?
It's V
Monday at
formation.
practice?
Yeah. We're going in
So
Monday?
Yeah, but for real. But then the next week we're playing VMI, which is Virginia Military Institute, which is like pretty much like a nobody. We beat them like every year.
Right.
So I was like, I'm for sure gonna play because this is like kind of like it's not so serious, but it's still like, you know.
Yeah. You got a job to do, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We show up Monday at practice. The O-line coach had rearranged the entire offensive line to accommodate for the right tackle going down. And I was just
to
like,
not put you in.
Yep. I was just like, bet.
Holy shit.
We go through that game into the fourth quarter. I go in for 2 series. And now I understand coaching. I understand coaching is like, hey, I'm going to pick the things you did wrong.
Right.
But I'm also going to praise you because you deserve praise when you do good.
Yeah. Right.
So that Monday at practice, at meetings when we went over film, he just fucking hounded me for everything.
Really?
And like one play, I drove the outside linebacker about 12 yards downfield to where the running back ran into me and my guy made the tackle because the running back didn't read the block correctly.
Right.
Hounded me saying, "How dare you let your guy tackle him? You need to finish that." I'm like, I'm 12 yards downfield.
Yeah.
At this point,
how much more blocking can we do?
Yeah, I'm like, if the running back can't make a simple read, why are you yelling at me?
Right.
And at that point, I was just like, I'm over this. Like, I'm just over it. Like 3 weeks had gone by, and I hadn't played anymore. We're up in Delaware, and I was standing on the sideline, and my shoulder was bothering me, like to the point where I'm standing there, and I'm like, dude, my shoulder is killing me.
Really?
I tell the doctor's like, all right, we'll come in tomorrow on Sunday. We'll get it looked at. I go on Sunday. They do some testing. Like it hurts and pinches a lot almost everywhere I move it. Going for another MRI. Boom. I got a slap tear on top of my shoulder now. So now it's in between 11 and 1.
On the same shoulder.
Same shoulder.
Yikes.
And they're like, you can have, they were like pushing for me to have surgery, which I was like, I don't know, because surgery the first time didn't do any good.
Right.
So I just decided, I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit out. I was like, I'm just going to sit out the rest of the season.
Okay.
Take the loss, whatever.
Yeah.
But during that time, I was super unhappy with the school because it wasn't like, I was telling myself, I'm not getting the college experience that I want.
Right. Which is fair. And a lot of kids go through it. So.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to transfer. I'm going to, take my chance and see if I can make it down to LSU because that's where I want to be.
Hell yeah. What a school LSU is too.
Yeah.
Just everything about it.
Yeah, and I actually got lucky. So when I officially left William & Mary, I had South Carolina, East Carolina, and Louisiana State interested in me coming and playing for them.
Which is dope.
Yeah, all 3 were like, hey, if you show up on this date, you're on the team.
Damn. And dude, a lot of people don't give East Carolina a whole lot of deserving that they need, because dude, East Carolina's a damn good school.
Yeah.
Mike Trout almost went to East Carolina.
Mm-hmm. And we had like Justin J. Rock Hardy.
Right, yeah.
He holds the NCAA like reception record.
Damn, that's crazy. So so you've got all those schools, then what?
I made up my mind. I was like, I have a chance to
LSU
play LSU.
is
like my dream school.
Right.
Like, I'm going like screw it.
Did you just pack it? You pack your shit up and roll, or what?
Basically, so I had to go. This is where like it was complicated. So I left in December of 2011.
How old are you?
27. 27. Yeah.
Okay. Continue. Sorry.
So I left.
Fucking
there
old.
I spent the 2010 season and then 2011 season, and then December of 2011 I left, and I had to go to community college and get my associate's degree.
Yikes.
So I had to sit out a year.
Another year. Yeah.
To get my associate's degree. Well, this time I dropped all the weight that I had put on when I was at William & Mary.
Right.
You know, I was toning my body up. I was doing the different exercises and everything to get ready to play down there. So I dropped from like that 285 down to like 260. I was feeling great. I was running.
Right.
Everything was fine. And then can't come June 12th. I packed the truck up and drove the 16 hours down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
In June.
In June. Because then we had to be there for June 13th, and summer classes started shortly after.
Okay. Were you living on campus like dorm life or what?
Yeah.
Really?
So I wanted to like really just jump into being a part of the team.
Right.
So I asked Coach Nader, who was the football operations coach or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They got so many positions. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
And I told him, I was like, hey, I want to live with players because I want to
Right.
be a part of the team. Because that was one thing I didn't feel at William Mary. Like I wasn't part of the team.
Yeah.
So,
Which is such like for a lot of different reasons too. One, like I mean, you build a bond with guys that are like I mean like that like the level of sports and being a part of a team is like that's probably the thing I missed the most about playing sports was maybe not, you know, granted there's everybody had a great time, everybody had good games, bad games, whatever it may be, but like dude, I miss hanging out with the boys in the locker room, you know what I'm saying? Like dude, like hanging out with everybody, like some of the fondest times of my life were playing baseball with the dudes I grew up as a kid with all the way up until, you know, I'm 21 and playing with this basically the same crew. Like that's a level of friendship that is just like one of the hardest things to deal with post sports, I feel like at any level.
Like,
any level.
And like people ask me all the time, like, do you miss it? And it's like that's not a yes or no question. That's a yes and no. Because there's certain things like, do I miss the grueling workouts, the like super long practices, being in the heat? No, God, no.
Hell, nobody misses that.
Do I miss like the grind?
Yeah.
With, like your bros?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What?
Miss...
Continue. Sorry. No.
I was like, do I miss the locker room where like the craziest conversations ever happened?
Yeah. Like that shit you take with you to your grave.
Oh yeah, one of the best things that I'll ever like. One of my favorite memories was being able to sing the LSU fight song.
Oh wait, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, sorry, I lost you. What did you say? Sing the LSU fight song.
Singing the LSU fight song after every win.
Yeah, with the whole stadium.
No, with the team.
Oh, just with the team.
Yeah. So the way it worked is, if we won, of course, you go to student section.
Yep.
Everyone gets together. You sing the alma mater.
Okay.
And then we would go into the locker room, and then we would sing. First you would count the number of points.
Right.
So everyone always messed that up because, of course, no one remembers how many points you scored.
Right.
Especially if it was a high number. You're just
right.
like, And then we would go like, everyone would do like a hum, and then you count, and then as soon as you're doing the number, you hum again, and then you start the fight song. That's one of the best memories ever.
Bring chills to your.
Oh yeah.
That's dope.
Biggest chills is running out in Death Valley. That's.
I can imagine.
Dude.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah.
Oh.
That's sweet. You miss that feeling?
Oh god, yeah, dude. I was lucky, blessed, all the above. To be able to do that. I got a ring from it,
which is tight.
Went to the Outback Bowl, got a ring.
Yeah. Where's your jersey in your house?
I've got one Outback Bowl jersey framed behind me. You can't see it because it's just out of camera.
Yeah.
But I've got the Music City Bowl, and I've also got another jersey that I want to get framed.
That's tight. How were workouts at LSU? that's one so I know like every school runs shit differently, but like the programs that we were on was obviously, and this is not LSU, was they geared everything to Major League Baseball. So when you talk about that sense, it was like position players, depending on your position, you had different workouts for different types of guys, correct? And then we also had different eating plans, or diet plans. We had different workouts both in the gym and on the field that were different to everybody else the majority of the time. How were your workouts at LSU? Were they position based? What was it?
So it kind of depends. The general workouts though, everyone did the same. the same weightlifting, which was all about explosiveness.
Okay.
Because everyone needs to be explosive. Everyone
Right.
needs to be able to make those like fast cuts in the grass. Everyone needs to be able to hit. Everyone needs to be able to tackle. Because when you play if there's people listening who are like, oh, I only play wide receiver. No, get that out of your head.
Okay.
You're not going to make it at the D1 level only being a wide receiver.
Right. Okay.
So everyone need to be able to be fast, explosive, all that fun stuff. A lot of people, we always did the same like foot drills because everyone needs to be athletic.
Right.
You know, it's not just the wide receivers who need to be able to
Yep.
be quick on their feet. The offensive line need to be able to be quick on their feet.
Yep. We were
Because
so we did the same foot drills as like the shortstops did. Even
Yep.
big guys like me with like the ladders, like ladder drills, and then all the sprint. We did the same shit.
Yep. Even when we did like conditioning, same thing, because it's like, look, everyone needs to be on the same level. It doesn't
Right.
need to be split up. The only time it got split up was when you actually got time with your coaches, and I'm sure you know, like being at the college level, you only get a certain amount of time with your coach.
Yeah, which is very
And-
true. Yeah,
And
you
a
almost have to
majority
like
of the time-
schedule it out too. It's so weird.
Yeah, and a majority of the time, everything else is player ran.
Right. Yeah.
Because the NCAA only limits, like, we'll just say the NCAA says 5 hours a week with your coach.
Right.
You're at D1. You're at a D1 level. 5 hours is a film session.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's like, so everything else was like, you know, player ran. So a lot of times, like the tight ends would get together and we would go through like blocking drills, like steps on blocks, route running, and then you know your wide receivers would do the same, your corners would do the
Right.
same. All that.
Okay.
So everyone would do their individual stuff. But as far as like workouts that were organized by the team, everyone kind of did the same thing.
Okay. I gotcha.
Because again, everyone needs to be explosive. But it was
Right.
it was all power clean, split jerks, snatches, hip thrusts, heavy squats, heavy step ups.
Just wild. Just get
Yeah.
big.
It was all about just getting as swole as you
Yeah.
could until season came.
I feel
I'd
that.
say we had some strong dudes. on
Really?
that team. Good God.
I mean, fuck, it's LSU. I can imagine. There's some
Yeah.
big boys there.
Bro. Well, I mean, I'm sure you probably, I don't know if you saw it or not. Darius Guy squatted 600 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
600?
A running back.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's stupid. But it was so much fun. Our weight room was one of the greatest places ever because the coaches were super dope and it was always loud. Everybody's yelling.
Yeah.
You know, they're blasting like death metal.
Got
So
to.
it's like we're going crazy.
Got
and they had
to.
these, and on Max Day, they would carry around these little bottles of like, you know, the small Gatorade bottles.
Yep.
They would be empty, but they would have the what is it, ammonia tabs in them.
Oh, the shit that gets you like you like snort it, like you like smell it, and it gets you like like jacked.
Yeah, the stuff that when you get knocked out, they use it to wake you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would put like 4 or 5 of them in one of those little like Gatorade bottles.
Yeah.
Close it up. So right before you're about to live, I remember this. I was about to do like 315 on power clean.
Huh?
Next thing I know, this bottle's under my nose. I'm inhaling, and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Dude, it's like PCP. You're just ready to roll. Yeah.
You almost like forget how to breathe for a second because your body's just trying to process. Like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
What just happened? That's one of the things that I think about still to this day is working out with like I worked out with a certain group of guys. We were on a we didn't have like team workouts. They sent us our workouts based on position wise of what we needed to get done, like how they wanted us to fill out at that position. So like
Yeah.
I worked out with a certain group of guys, and when you're in a gym that is hype, you're with your boys and you're having a great time working out, it doesn't feel like you're working out. Like granted, like you're
No.
there and yes, like but I got more competitive. Like I felt it didn't feel like I was it wasn't like where I'm like, fuck man, I gotta go to the gym. It was like, hey, like we're going to the gym, like, and like I'm gonna outdo you
Let's
today.
get it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna, and that's one thing that I have not felt in a super long time.
Yeah,
is-
you don't ever feel that again unless you're working out with like someone else. But it's
Right.
like when we were there in there, like you didn't care if they were thrown on the bar because you're like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, do I really want to? You're like,
Hey man, I'm trying to chill, bro. It's Monday. Let's relax.
And it's always fun watching other people like suffer. You're like, haha, you can't do it. Then you
Yep.
do it, and you're like, I can't do it either.
Hey, me
We're
either, dog.
here.
Me
We're
either.
here. Fucking smile.
Who'd you hang out with at LSU? Like, were you hanging out with like this, like what, like what like position players were you hanging out with like a certain crew or what's up?
It was pretty much everybody.
Really?
Because everybody was just like so tight.
Right.
Like especially like when we went out and stuff, it was always like everyone got together.
Really?
But it was what was the funniest was like you could tell who played what position based off their personality.
Really?
Yeah, and you could pick it out so quick, like who were the wide receivers, who were the linemen, who were the running backs, based on like the way they carried themselves.
Right.
But nah, we hung out with everybody.
What's
One
up?
of my best friends was a long snapper.
What?
Yeah, it was one of my
That's
best friends.
tight. That's so.
Still talk to him to this day.
I feel
Long
like that's
snapper.
so. I feel like that's so random. Like me and my homie, the long snapper.
That's a random ass. Yeah,
That's tight though.
but how was your conditioning? I want to see how
So-
yours compares to mine.
So our biggest. So like I said, I've said this in the past, but it's I went to D2, and the D2 school that I went to, he ran it like a major league program, and the
Good.
sense of
Good.
it was good, but he ran it in the sense of you're treating this like this is your job. If you don't want to show up to your job, you don't have to. I'm not going to scold you. I'm not going to do anything. But if you fall behind and you lose your job, someone who's working harder than you, I don't give a shit. Like
Yeah.
that dude showed up to do his job and he beat you. He was like, now granted, if you're the best and you don't want to fucking work and you keep your job and you keep doing your job well, you're going to stay out on the field regardless. You could not show up to one practice, but if you hit that ball one time out of every 3, I'm going to put you on the field. And so, so our conditioning was never mandatory. The only mandatory conditioning that was had was for pitchers. Pitchers were always out there conditioning. But so at this time, I was like, so we had a team of probably 40, 45 guys, and probably like 22 of us would show up for
Jesus.
quote team conditioning. So we only had team conditioning in the fall, which was fall. It was called fall conditioning, and literally we had this big ass, basically a 90-degree hill. Okay, and they would make us spike up, and we would run 20 of those, and then we would do around the horns, which was 1 to first, sprint back, sprint home to second, sprint back, home to third, sprint back, home to home, and then we go back to the hill, and we would sprint up and down that hill all day.
Jesus.
So the hill side of things was like the actual running side of things was in my opinion was fucking terrible, but it's not as bad as like what everybody else had to do. Like those pitchers, shout out to all the pitchers out there. Those dudes run and they run and they run. There was one day that they put us out there with pitchers and we had to do pulls, which was we would go foul pole, left field foul pole to light post back, left field foul pole to center field back to foul pole to the next light post back, foul pole to foul pole back, and we had to do like 10 of those. And it was all in a sprint. And it was the worst thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. That was terrible. But as far as working out in the gym goes, it was all pretty standard, all pretty basic. And again, it was one of those things that was just like I worked out with one of my good friends, Billy Ryan, who actually I still talk to this day. He actually ended up staying right around that area. He was an outfielder, and then I worked with he was a center fielder, and then I worked out with a right fielder and another first baseman of mine. His name was Garland. He's a big ass black dude. He was huge. He was way bigger than me. Like he was one of those guys where like if you were like from behind, you're like, hey, Garland. He would literally like full body, like he couldn't like turn his neck. He would literally like turn his whole shoulders. What's up, bro? Like it was. But so, anyways, the workouts there were not as intense as. I mean, at that time, they were the most intense things that I'd ever had to deal with because my high school, we didn't have to lift. So if we didn't want to lift, we didn't have to lift. So all of our quote conditioning came from running on the field, doing stuff on the field, and which I'd say the worst part about that was stadiums. Running stadiums
Oh,
Terrible. I
yeah,
hate
stadiums
that's
are
still
never-
to this day like one of the worst things ever. Running stadiums.
We our conditioning test 26 110s with a 45-second break, and the time it took to run it was part of the 45-second break.
What? Oh my god.
So the longer it took you to run your sprint,
The
the
less
less
time.
time you had to
Yikes.
recover.
Ouch.
And ours
That was your test?
yeah, that was the test, was 26 110s.
Jesus
We would do-
Christ.
You would do 16 straight, take like a 5-minute break, and then do the last 10. Bro. And you want to talk about
Holy
people
shit. I bet people were
there-
dying out there.
Bro, there was dogs out there. Like people were running, throwing up over their shoulder and while still running. Because they're like, we have to do it.
Jesus. I
Um,
want that.
And it's funny, you were like, none of your stuff was mandatory. Neither was ours. It was, what's the word? Voluntary.
Yeah, it was all voluntary workouts.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Voluntary.
Right.
Like, Ballin, you better show the fuck up, Terry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
We had those.
And then we had a thing called fourth quarter, which was before spring ball. It was kind of to get everybody ready for spring ball.
Okay.
It was 7 days, and you would do like 4 and 3, so 4 1 week, 3 the next week. And it was you would get there at like 5 a.m. in the morning. It starts at 5:55 a.m.
Mhm.
And it's an hour straight of sprint work.
Gross.
And it's so everyone splits up. They have like 8 stations around the indoor field. This was really cool. LSU has 5 total fields. One's indoor, one then they have an indoor turf, an outdoor turf, and then 3 grass fields. It's amazing.
That is dope.
And that's not even including the stadium field.
Right.
So if you
Damn.
don't include that, yeah. But so it was like 8 stations. Everybody's like split into 8 different groups, and it was 2 lines went continuously. So you split up into 2 lines, and if you were one of the first 2 people in line, you had to be broken down in like the power position,
Okay.
where it's like you're squatting down,
Yep.
like ready to hit.
Yep.
And so you're stuck. If you're either sprinting or in that position the entire hour,
God.
so you never actually get like a break.
Like the squatting position was your quote break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so you had like a bag drill, then you had ladder drills, then you had the 4-cone drill, then you had the 5,
I
10,
fucking
5.
hated 4 cones.
Oh yeah.
I
trust
fucking,
me.
especially being a bigger dude, fuck 4 cones.
That drill alone makes my knees burn more than anything.
Dude, thinking about that right now makes my knees burn. God.
Yeah. And then you had the 5, 10, 5 drill, then you had a chase drill, you had another bag drill, you had Tommy Moffat's drill, which the whole time you were doing stuff you had to yell.
What is that? I don't know what that is. What drill is that?
Well, so Tommy Moffat was the head strength coach,
Right.
Still is. And his drill, like if you just think about it, it's simple. You come out, and the first one you do the quarter eagles, where you just like pop your feet and he turns, you pop your
Okay.
hips to
Yep.
the side.
Yep.
The next time you do side shuffle, and then the last time you turn and run.
Okay.
Or you hear that and you're like, oh, that's not hard.
Right.
Well, the entire time you have to be yelling as loud as you can. If you're not yelling loud enough, you go longer. And he includes either up downs or jumps. in it.
Yikes.
Yeah, but here's the cool part. If everyone, so there's 4 lines in this one. If all people in that line come out just screaming their
Going
head
nuts,
off like bloody
yeah.
murder, he just lets you go through without having to do anything.
Tight.
And it's like, oh yes, we got
Tight.
through.
We did it, dude.
I have seen him break people before. One of our other tight ends, his name was Logan Stokes. I remember Moffitt was just making people go up, down, up, down, up, down. Finally, Logan he's like on the ground and he gets up like super old man style. So he gets on one knee, then slowly lifts himself up. And then he just stands there and looks at Moffitt and just shakes his head no. He
Nah,
just
man,
stays
that's it.
He's like, "I
Dude,
ain't
that's
doing
it, bro.
He's like, I'm done.
That's it.
But apparently people had gone to the bathroom in the trash cans during fourth quarter.
Holy
Because
hell.
You're trying to go through everything without messing up or getting
Right.
a ding. Because if you do that, you get a shirt and it means like you're better than everyone else.
Okay.
So of course, no one wants to mess up. So people literally would like run over to the trash can, either throw up or turn on shit, and then come right back into line without missing a beat.
Jesus.
And I'm like, y'all better than me. Like,
Dude,
I'm,
hey, y'all keep the t-shirt, bro.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then
Damn.
the last drill was the L drill.
Oh, okay.
So you would just rotate all those drills.
Yeah.
So
And that was 4 days,
7 total days.
7 total days. Okay.
Yeah. And just each day you would start on a different position.
Okay.
Different.
Damn.
drill.
Yikes.
So
You think you could do that today?
no. No chance.
I think back to some of the shit that we used to do. I'm like, God, how the fuck did I do that?
Ain't no way I could do any of the running. I don't even think I could get through like a route tree
Dude.
without having to take a 5-minute break in between them. Like, come
Dude,
on.
catch a breather. God, y'all going too hard.
As I'm drinking this half and half real quick.
Hell
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
worth.
What's up,
I
man?
pounded 2 Yetis of coffee this morning.
Oh,
God.
God.
Just loving life.
Dude,
Yeah.
speaking of coffee, like the amount of restrictions you had on what you could and could not take when you were in college is stupid.
So I always wondered the difference in that because it seemed like we were all under NCAA, but
Mhm.
it seemed like different schools had different parameters as to what was like. So like a school like mine, which is pretty under the radar, it's not a big name by any means, comparatively to LSU. There's got to be some differences in there. There's
Oh,
got to
God,
be
for
some
sure.
some differences in there, and especially with like just about everybody at an athletic level at any school takes a lot of different supplements, and whether it be for recovery or gains or whatever it may be. What were you like? Was there anything that you had to shy away from that you might take nowadays?
Yeah,
Because you're a big supplement guy right now, right?
Yeah, anything that like I can tell you right off the bat, anything that includes caffeine can't take in college.
Really,
Caffeine is considered a performance enhancer.
really.
So you could say if one day you were like super tired and you're like, screw it, I'm gonna chug this monster real quick. If you had a drug test before your body could fully just get that caffeine out of your body, you would fail the drug test.
Holy shit! How many drug tests did you have to take at?
I only took I think 2,
See,
but
I only
I'll tell
got
you right now.
I only got selected for 2 as well, but those are fucking weird.
Yeah, a person just staring at you. as
Dude,
you eat
if
and like,
listen, if you guys have never had to have a drug, an NCAA issued drug test, it is
it's-
the weirdest shit ever. They called me in at like 5 a.m. bro, at like 5 a.m. and they're like, hey, like the night before at like 10 p.m. they're like, our athletic director was like, hey, you have a random drug test, starts tomorrow at 5 a.m. Be there. If you're within 20 minutes late, we're gonna fail the test for you. And I get there, and my dumb ass, I'm waking up. It's 4:45 a.m. I'm not thinking. I go to the bathroom. I go pee. I come back.
Oh no,
Dude. Oh my
No.
God. I get there and I'm like, fuck, I was supposed to pee. Like I could have been good to go. Like at a certain level of having to pee, the entire stadium could have been watching me pee. I would not have cared whatsoever. But it's when you really don't have to pee and someone's literally just staring at your dong the whole time. And I was like, listen, so they had a rule where you couldn't leave the room once you got there, right?
Yeah.
And
you have to pee.
yeah, and so I'm like, listen, guys, like they didn't have any water, they didn't have anything in there. I'm like, so what do you want me to do? Just sit here and wait? Like, dude, I just peed. And then when that happens, everyone's like, oh, why'd you just pee, bro? Like,
Yeah.
why are you putting this off, bro? Like, would you?
Shakedown. Oh,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah,
peed before
they
you
get real
came.
fucking dude, get out of here. So they ended up being like, listen, go to the cafeteria. You've got 30 minutes to go over there and come back. I went there, slammed water the entire time. Got back, still couldn't make it happen. The guy that is looking at my dong, I'm standing there, and he is literally like basically on his hands and knees looking at my wiener, waiting for me to pee. I'm like, look, dude, like I can't pee. He's like, and dude, Jake, this guy looks at me and he goes, well, you got to take a shit. And I go, what? And he's like, we take fecal matter too. I'm like, dude, what? He's like, yeah, all we have to do is just see it come out. If you just put the cup underneath there, we just need to see it come out. I'm like, you want me to sit down and you want me to shit in front of you? Like, which is worse, bro? Peeing or shitting in front of you? Like, dude, what is happening? Like 30 minutes later, me sitting there on my phone, I'm like, fuck it, dude, I'm forcing something out. And I ended up,
You start squeezing like,
yeah, dude, get out of me. And ended up passing that. But like, that's the thing is like, when you're like, man, I can't pee, everyone's like, oh, why can't you pee, bro? You don't want to pee? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're scared to pee in front of us?
Yeah.
You got something to hide, dude?
Yeah, what's going on, dude?
And one thing a lot of people don't realize too is like it's not just a typical like go to the bathroom, like just pull your pants out enough for your your dong to come out. It's like, hey, pants and underwear around your ankles.
Literally like a child. Like you're standing there like a toddler with his pants around. God, it was so bad.
And you have to like tuck your shirt and everything with your chin.
Dude, God,
So
it
your
was so bad. Oh my God, I remember
whole
that.
body's exposed, and the guy's just like, if you look at my camera, the guy's
Just straight up, that's your penis. God, that was some of the worst shit ever. And it was always some weird ass person too that the NCAA sent. Like
Yep.
I remember sitting there because after like a little while, it's literally like me and one other guy who couldn't pee, and I was like, so like what happens with this, man? Like, how did you get into this job? And he's like, look, man, it was just a job. Like they pay pretty well in the NCAA. I travel just about everywhere. I get to see all these cool schools. I'm like, yeah, you also get to see a bunch of other dudes' dongs, and you're peeing everywhere. Like, dude, that's like, dude, just the particles alone that you've inhaled has got to be insane. God,
And one thing you learn quick though too, they call them random.
bullshit.
Random.
Get out
They
of
are
here.
not
No,
random.
they are not. That's the biggest lie ever.
Every week, the same people getting drug tested. every
Dude,
week.
the same dudes on my team got drug tested every single time. That is bullshit.
I remember our two defensive tackles got drug tested every single time.
God, I always felt bad for those because it was like, so I had gotten drug tested after I had a little altercation with some on-campus police and drinking in my dorm.
Oh,
And so it was like right after that, I was like, oh man, so like, that's where we're at right now, huh?
Is this the goods right here?
that's where we're at right now, huh? That's crazy.
my
Speaking of peeing, what is your thoughts on Dasani water? Like, what's your favorite water?
What's my favorite water? Any? I don't really. The only water I have ever drank that I didn't like is that shit y'all have in Florida.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
you like water or like you mean like actual from the tap?
No. I'm talking about like the bottle. Like you were drinking it the other day when you were. What's it called? It's something y'all drink in Florida. I don't know. I'm gonna find it. I'm googling it.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're talking about. Because like I fucking hate Dasani water. I think Dasani water is the worst fucking water on the face of this earth.
Okay, type in Florida water. It does not come up right. What's the bottle of water only sold in Florida?
Maybe like Zephyr Hills. Is that the same?
That's it. Zephyr Hills. That shit sucks.
Dude, I love Zephyr Hills is fire. Get out of here.
No,
Your taste in
no,
water is trash.
No.
Your taste in water is trash.
No, Zephyr Hills is trash.
No, Zephyr Hills is fire. This is ridiculous. Smart water's lit too. Fiji? You on that Fiji water life? That
I'm sorry,
silky smooth water?
I don't like I'll drink Fiji and Smart, but I'm like, why am I paying $5 for this like 16-ounce cup of water?
Because it's not a cup of water at that point, Jake. It's a luxury. Okay, Voss water.
Okay.
Have you seen The Rock is sponsored by Voss?
Must be nice.
Dude, Voss. God, what a badass. What a
Yeah, I got
badass.
Water company sponsors me.
That's
What's
pretty
up?
tight. There's this
Yeah.
there is this badass water company that it's called shit. It's called like Murder Your Thirst or something like that. Dude, and it is so it's canned water. It's canned water and it is awesome. What's his name? He's an actor. He's big into D&D. I think it's like Joe something. He's a part owner. He's a part owner in it. Oh, it's lit. It's called like Death.
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. Yeah, dude, it's fire.
Okay.
He's the owner of Death Saves. I forget what it is, but anyways, yeah, that water looks fire. I've never had it, but it looks lit. Same thing with like boxed water. Do you ever see when the boxed water was like a big hype thing?
Yeah, that
So
was dumb.
So dumb. Actually, I don't fuck with that. When did Jake the Viking become the brand name? When did that become the
So
when did that become the thing?
That came out after, I was done with football and everything when I was at LSU. So again, graduated from LSU and I was like, hey, I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try
did-
what? Sorry, your mic cut out.
I was gonna try and go NFL.
Okay.
So I did pro day twice.
Okay.
I talked to like a handful of teams. Buffalo called me during the draft. Nothing ever happened.
Okay.
So
That's
I was like, cool.
Hey, that's tight though.
Yeah, but I'm like, cool. So I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Right.
So that's what I got into working at. I have been working at a nightclub in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. So you told me that you were bouncing.
Yeah, I was a bouncer. And
Jake the Viking as a bouncer. What a scary fucking day.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. You want to know what my Instagram handle was before Jake the Viking?
Oh boy, Jake the bouncer.
Magic Jake.
Hey, dude, no.
How you doing? Yeah.
No, you were
Anyway.
not Magic Jake.
Yeah, that was my Instagram handle before.
Damn, that's tight. Okay.
Yeah, but no, my boss there, his name was Blake, one of the coolest bosses ever, ex-Marine, like super chill, fun, like you couldn't even consider him a boss.
Okay.
Like one
That's
of those
what's
type
up.
of people.
Yeah, that's tight.
He was like, dude, have you ever watched the show Vikings? And I was like, no. He goes, dude, I think you would love it. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, because we've been talking about other shows before.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I'll try it. Dude, I binge watched the first 4 seasons so
Yeah.
quick.
Like within a
And-
weekend.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this show's amazing. Like,
Tight.
I love
That is a
I
great
love-
show. That is a great show. I started in
Love
college
Ragnar.
too.
Love Ragnar.
Dude, yeah, he's a
Oh.
badass.
So I was like, well, I had my hair, I had a full head of hair at the time,
Right.
and I was like, I'm gonna shave my sides. I think I can pull it off.
Okay.
So I've been talking to people before about it. I was like, I don't know, should I do it? They're like, I think you can pull it off, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, you know what? Screw it. If I hate it, I'll just shave my head. What's the worst?
Yeah, because you were
So-
already like that before a shaved head, so it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
went, got the sides shaved, and it looked amazing. And I was like, I'm keeping it. And that's when I switched over to Jake _
The Viking. And
Started
and
doing-
thus the brand was born.
Yep. And I started doing photo shoots for a brand called Odin Gear.
Okay.
which
I
is like a
actually no, I don't. Am I?
They were like a fitness clothing brand, and
Yeah.
like, all their shirts just say like Odin on the
Yeah.
chest. And I was like, this is sick. So I was promoting that. So I was like, dude, Viking fits this perfectly.
Okay. What was your following on like that was Instagram time, obviously, like right around
Yeah.
what was your following like on Instagram?
I was a little over 10,000.
Okay.
So I had built a pretty decent one because
Yeah.
because people like Odell still follows me to this day, but he had followed me and he had posted me a handful of times. And this is
Right.
only when he had like a couple 100,000. No big
Okay.
deal compared to what he has now, at least.
Yeah. That's
Um,
very true.
And so I was playing LSU football,
Right. For
so
sure.
I had all that. So that helped build up the Instagram to what it was.
Right.
But then it was slowly transitioning over into like a modeling one.
Okay.
And so then I started grabbing people from like the beer community. Like Shelby said that her sister found me on like a bearded Reddit forum.
Oh
So
shit. Okay.
Her sister knew who I was before me and Shelby ever started talking.
Okay. Tight.
Yeah. And then so I had gotten like 15, maybe 20K before I moved.
And that move back home? Like where did you move to
Yeah.
post LSU? Back home?
Back home because I was working at Best Buy and I had made my way up to a sales floor lead, which is like a step underneath management.
You worked at
And
Best Buy?
Yeah, I was a savage at Best Buy.
What? Dude.
Top 1% of the entire company in sales.
Look at you. Dude,
Yep.
breaking news. Jake the Viking. # Magic Jake. Dude, that's awesome. I never knew that about you.
But that was when, so I was in Baton Rouge when that flood went through. I'm sure you heard
yeah.
about the flood.
No, never.
Wow. Anyway, so I was actually at work. So I remember this. I had my Camaro. I just got a 2016 Camaro straight drive.
Camaro guy,
Six
huh?
speed. I was like, hell, dude,
God.
it was my Batmobile, bro.
God.
And I remember like, because it had been like downpour for like 3 or 4 days straight.
Right.
And finally, it was like, all right, clear skies. It's not raining. Finally, I'm driving to work, and as I'm driving, I go past these like potholes or like manholes,
Yep.
and there's water coming out of them. And
Yep.
I'm like, that doesn't look right. And I just kept going. I was like, whatever. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I like glance a neighborhood that has like 5 feet of water, and I'm like, oh shit,
Dude,
like-
this is real.
dude, it's flooding. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is crazy. I get to work and everyone's just in full panic because I don't have cable. I'm not
Yeah.
paying for cable. I don't watch that. I don't watch
For
anything.
sure. I still don't pay for cable.
Come to find out, all of South Louisiana's flooding, and I'm like, oh my god. So I'm at work. Everyone's freaking out. Like, yeah, they're starting to close highways. Like, this
Damn.
place is completely underwater.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck is happening? Like, what?
Yeah.
So finally, like towards the end of the day, I remember like everyone's freaking out because water's creeping up, and then finally our manager's like, all right, fine, we're closing the store. Everyone get home. I get home. It's not really flooded, but then the next morning, I remember waking up, looking outside, and we had like 3 to 4 inches of water around the entire house, and I was like, oh shit.
Jesus.
So I got the Camaro, pushed it down the street to where it met with one of the highways, so it was higher elevation.
Yeah.
This is a good like 150 yards from the house.
Hey, that LSU workout coming in hot, boys.
Basically, went back to the house. We were there. By the end of that day, we had about 1.5 to 2 feet of water around the entire house.
Jesus Christ.
Thankfully, we were elevated and water never got inside.
Yeah.
But for the next like week, I had to wade through like knee deep water to get to my car.
Jesus. That's wild, actually.
Yeah, the Best Buy store I worked at had about 4 feet of water throughout the entire store.
Jesus.
That was on like one of the shallower sides.
Yeah.
Like, put it this way, the road that the store was on, like the like Cajun Navy and the like police and all that were using that road as a boat ramp.
As it's like a waterway. Jesus Christ.
Think about that. A road you drive on
was
they
being
were
used.
using it as a boat ramp to put boats in.
Jesus, that's
Because
crazy.
As soon as you got past our store, it dropped to like 10 feet deep water.
Holy hell.
Like people were having to get like lifted out. Thankfully, they had like the Caucasian Navy came out.
Yeah.
Like
Boys
it
just
was
coming out of the woodworks.
bad.
And that's crazy. I forgot all about that.
And what had happened was after the flood, a third-party company who like the guy who owned it used to be tied in with Best Buy. So he was offering any Best Buy employees could apply for financial aid who were affected by the flood.
Okay.
And our GM was running around telling everybody they needed to do it. Everyone needs to do it. Everyone needs to do it. Everybody was affected. Everyone needs to do it.
Right.
I was like, well, I'm not going to do it because I didn't really lose anything. And
Yeah.
plus, like the stuff that like is damaged or whatever, like my parents are well off. Like I
Right.
can just ask them for it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'll say it like I'm lucky to have like the parents I have because they'll take care of me. Like,
Hell yeah,
regardless.
dude. That, by the way, that's not anything that you should ever be ashamed of. I feel like a lot of people nowadays are like kind of ashamed of that. Fuck that, dude. I'm so happy. I'm so glad I had the parents that I had growing up with, and dude, without them, I would not be who I am today. So
like, I
people
love
that
my
get
parents.
ashamed about that, fuck off. You're an idiot.
It's awesome that, you know, like literally I can ask them for anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not going to ask them for stuff because I'm like, I don't want to ask you. 'Cause
Right.
you've done so much. But
Yeah.
So I was like, I ain't worried about it. Like, whatever. Well, then come down to like the couple of days it was open. My manager's like, dude, you haven't done it yet. Why haven't you done it? He's like, well, I need you to do it. I was like, all right, fine. I'll freaking do it. I'll apply for this financial aid. Now,
Right.
remember that. Apply.
Right.
Right. Dude, a week later, I get a phone call from HR saying they're doing an investigation into my application. And I'm like, okay, but it's through a third party and it's just an application.
Right.
So why is there an investigation?
Right.
They're asking me questions about stuff, and I was like, yeah, I mean, nothing really got messed up. Like the stuff that did is it's like whatever. And so they're like, okay, well, we just want to, you know, make sure it's not fraud. And I'm like, okay, like again, I
Jesus.
told you, like,
Yeah. Which I
whatever.
mean, yeah, I get why they do it for sure, but
Yeah, but at the same time, it's through a third party.
right, yeah,
So why is the non-third party
yeah, for sure.
Well, then come to find out, like, the 2 weeks later, I walk into work. My assistant manager's like, hey, come see me real quick. I was like, all right. So I go and he goes, hey, I'm going to call you after this. I was like, what are you talking about? Walk in. My GM has a paper in front of him that says involuntary termination. And the dude doesn't even look at me. He just looks at the paper and reads it word for word. And I'm like, you little fuck.
Jesus.
So, yep.
So
then
that was it at Best Buy.
That was it at Best Buy. And I was like, whatever.
Damn,
And
that's crazy.
apparently like half the store got terminated on that.
Christ.
And I'm like, so did y'all like set us up? I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
huh?
but then that's when I was sitting there at home and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Moving home.
Yeah.
So that's when I moved home. That's when the whole, like, I started pushing YouTube and streaming was when I moved home.
Okay.
Cause I was like,
What year was that? You think?
2000. 2017, the end of 2017. So
Okay.
December of 2017.
Okay.
Because then
How did the whole how did that translation from moving back home to the whole Mr. Beast thing become like? How did that happen?
I want to remember. I'm trying to make sure I have the year right. Yeah, I think it was 2017, then 2018. I got. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was 20. So yeah, January 2018 was I moved home. So that's a cool story because it's like random as all out.
Okay.
Um, moving home, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try and do YouTube. So I had like, my mom had gotten me like a really cool camera. She had got me the Sony A6300 camera.
Oh,
You know,
lit. Yeah, you're a
we had
big
gone-
camera guy.
That comes from the Mr. Beast channel.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So she had got me like A6300, and I was like, this is cool. We had gone to Disney. I had shot some vlogs. You know, I was like, my YouTube channel was slowly on the way up. So I was like, this is really cool. And then so my brother-in-law, he was with Best Buy. He's the one who told me to go to Best Buy in the first place.
Okay.
But he was a assistant store manager / sales manager for the Best Buy here in Greenville.
Okay.
And it wasn't, I don't remember what the month was, but there was a certain time period when he started talking about this Mr. Beast dude, and I was like, I don't know who that is. Like,
Right.
Because I like the only people I was watching on YouTube at the time were like Logan Paul and some like stupid like
Okay.
other
vloggers or what?
No, like Logan Paul was the only like vlogger I watched.
Okay.
Because like if you have to admit, pre Suicide Forest,
Well,
he was
correct.
on his shit.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to disagree with that.
And so I was watching it. So like whenever I went and worked out, I looked forward to Logan's new video because I would watch his new video while.
Right. Yeah. Which is fair.
Like, I was like, this is a great, like every video will be over 10 minutes because they want the ad revenue.
Yep.
And I was like, sick. So I'd have a good 10 minutes to watch a Logan Paul video. Like, this is dope. So that was like the only person I knew right off the top, like Logan Paul and Jake, because Jake was his brother.
Yep.
The other stuff was like, because science, where it's like, how would this actually work in real life?
Which is so satisfying somehow.
Yes.
Super satisfying.
And so this is apparently when Mr. Beast had won a lot of money through cryptocurrency, which was like really cool because he was big into Bitcoin.
Okay. Yeah,
so
this is Bitcoin era, huh?
Yeah, this is right when his channel was like blowing up.
Okay.
And so my brother-in-law kept talking about this like Mr. Beast dude. I'm like, I don't know who that is. Never looked him up. Like, because I was like, whatever. Like, okay, cool. You're talking to a YouTuber. Okay.
Right.
And eventually it got to the point where he was like, hey, yeah, this guy's offering me to be his manager. He's offering me, 6 figures to become his manager. And it's like, oh shit. Well, it's like, do you want to do that? Because that's like, you're leaving security for the unknown.
Right.
And
yeah.
My brother-in-law was like, you know what, screw it. He took the leap. So he took the job. And then he was with the Mr. Beast for like maybe a month before he got me an interview with him.
Okay.
Like,
and it was like an interview style?
Yeah, it was an interview. So
okay.
they had taught me up kind of to Jimmy and his mom. And Jimmy had actually followed me on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like what?" He had subscribed to me, and I was like, "This is sick." That's when I made the "You Won't Believe Who" subscribed to my YouTube channel. So then I went in, and they were like, "Yeah, we, tell us about yourself, do all this typical interview stuff." And I was with his mom, and so they were like, "Well, yeah, we like what you have to say. We want to give you like the trial run," because they were doing a bunch of trial run stuff.
Okay.
Like we want to do the 90-day trial period with you and see how it works.
Okay.
I was like,
now were you Jake the Viking at this point?
Yes, I was Jake the Viking at this point. I have
hair, beard, everything. Like you were branded. Like okay.
Hair, beard, Instagram, everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so that's when they brought me on. And it first started out as they brought me on as like an editor.
Okay.
And I was kind of like, well, I mean, I can do like a little bit of editing. I wasn't like I was nowhere near what I am now then.
Right.
Because I wasn't really doing anything crazy. I was just doing like, simple hard cuts, a couple transitions here and there. Nothing crazy. And then it switched to they were filming what was it called? How many rubber bands does it take to break a safe or snap a safe in half? Which was the first video I ever did. And then that's when I became like on camera and then also behind camera.
Okay. So you were doing all of it.
Yeah, and Jimmy really likes taller people because he's tall and he likes the angle like from high looking down.
Okay. Which is weird. I feel like
that was his preference though. He wanted it either to be so he's like 6'3", so he either wanted the camera eye level or slightly higher than him.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. And like I could do that.
Right.
So then they were
How
like,
tall
"All
are
right,
you, Jake?
I'm 6'5".
Okay.
And so they're like, "Hey, we're gonna need you to be the camera guy." And I was like, "Well, I know nothing about cameras." They're like, "We need you to change that." And I was like,
Oh, okay.
"Okay." And then that's when like I just fully like headfirst swan dived into the camera world.
For sure. Okay.
And
Yeah,
that's
because
I had to
you
learn-
know a shit ton about cameras now.
yeah,
Like
'cause
I came to you, well, I came to you with questions about this camera.
yeah. And so it was like it literally became I need to learn everything I can about these cameras because I want to be like the best I can for
Right.
this.
Any
And
questions
so-
that anybody had, you could answer.
Yeah.
Right,
And if
okay.
there's something we need to figure out, I want to either figure it out or know about it. And so then that's when I blew up doing all the camera stuff.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. And so when you first came on with Mr. Beast, were you who was in that crew?
Most of the guys that are there that are still there now, it was so Chris was on what's it called? What do you do after you do your wedding?
Honeymoon?
Honeymoon. He was on his honeymoon. So all that was there was Jimmy and Garrett. Chandler wasn't there yet.
Okay.
But we had Ethan as editing, and then we had, of course, Delaware. My brother-in-law was there, and then who
Well, your
was there?
brother-in-law's his name's Delaware?
Yeah.
That's a dope ass name.
Well, his real name's Chuck, but everyone calls him Delaware just because it fits better.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who else was all there. I might go back to the video.
Now, were you guys all like living together or living right
No.
around or what?
Okay, this was the suck for me. So I was still living in New Bern,
Okay.
and they're in, of course, Greenville, which I think everyone knows now. So I was making an hour drive there, and then the hour drive back
Yikes.
every day, Monday through Friday.
Yikes.
Sometimes Saturday, and it was just like, dude, this is killer. Like,
Really?
yeah, so when I got the job, this is when my car obsession starts coming in.
Okay.
So I had the Camaro RS.
Okay.
which
Big
I
Camaro
love.
guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And when I got the job, I was getting paid pretty decent money.
Okay.
And I was like, I can afford the SS now. So
So got
So
the SS.
I scoured, found the Camaro in Jacksonville, which is like a 40 minute drive from here. And they had a Camaro 2SS Redline Edition, black and red interior. And I was like, dude, this is
That's the one.
This is it. When I called them and told them, this is a funny story. So I called and told them, like, hey, do y'all still have that Camaro 2SS? They're like, yeah. I was like, all right, I'm coming to get it tonight. Like, it was so dope being able to say that. I'm coming to get it tonight.
That's hard.
So went to work, did all the stuff, and then after work, I drove from Greenville to Jacksonville, which ended up being like over an hour drive.
Right.
And I get there and I see the car and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And
Yeah.
I start going through all the paperwork. We're doing the trade-in. We're getting all the bank stuff approved because of course I had to do a loan. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not balling to the point where I can drop.
Hell,
60
yeah, but
grand.
you're comfortable getting a loan, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
comfortable getting a loan. I can make the payments. It's nothing crazy. Well, it's a lot, but it wasn't a lot to where it was like, oh my God, this sucks. 'Cause I was living at home.
Yeah,
So
so that was my next question was, were you living at home or okay,
Yeah.
so yeah. All
So I
right.
was living at home. So my only
Was the car.
bill was the car. And
Right.
I'll tell you right now, I'll be honest, it was a $950
It was a $950 loan?
car note every month.
Oh. God.
Yeah, but
What the fuck?
yeah, but I was like,
$950, Jake?
yeah, I wanted it.
Were
dude.
your
I wanted
parents like, holy shit, Jake?
They said if you can afford it because they knew how much I liked the car.
Right.
for it.
$950?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. But all right.
Whatever.
So you get
Whatever.
so you get the car.
So well, no, we're still at the car place.
Okay.
right now, right?
All right.
And they're like, all right, you want to go test drive the car? I was like, hell yeah. We go out there. The thing won't turn on.
What?
And so I was like, so is the battery dead? They're like, yeah, it's probably the battery. So they try to jump it. They couldn't figure out how to jump it because so in a Camaro, the battery's not in the front like most engines.
Oh, see, I don't know anything about that.
So because like the Camaro, it's like so tight and compact.
Uh-huh.
There's no place for the battery except in the back.
Okay.
So if you open the trunk of a Camaro, you have to like break off this like interior piece and tucked in the right back panel,
Okay.
the side panel.
Is
The battery's in there.
holy hell, okay. Did not
So
know that.
you have to like wiggle through to find your way to the battery and
Right.
plug it in and then get it jump. Well, they finally got to jump and crank, so it was like running. It sounded so good. It's a V8, like
Right.
come on.
It's yeah.
And it's got like it was the quad exhaust, so it had the quad tips, and It sounded so good because
You're just out there salivating over this thing.
I was like, this is amazing. So we went in, finished the contract. I signed my life away that $950 a month. I was like, I don't care. Let's do this.
Right. How old were you
So
at
I
the
get
time?
car.
You're like 24, 25?
24?
23, 24 maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Continue.
maybe 25. Maybe 25. So like insurance wasn't gonna hit me because I was 25. I think it was 25. Yeah.
Okay.
V8. I was 25. Insurance wasn't gonna hit me that hard. Once you hit 25, like you're pretty much good.
Right. Yeah.
As long as you have a clean record, you're good.
Right.
So I got the car, but everything was cool. I went to show my friend, and because he was in Jacksonville at the time too, and he had a Camaro SS too.
Okay.
I was like, dude,
damn
this
Camaro boys.
Yeah.
Just
So
revving at red lights, dude.
Yeah, I pulled up. I pulled up to his house. Dude, come check it out. He got in, and I went to rev it. When I went to rev it, like the car, like the interior, like all the electronics, like flickered, and I was kind of like, "What the fuck?" I was like, maybe it's because the battery was dead and it couldn't handle like me gassing that much juice. I was like, whatever. So we go to Hooters. I turn the car off.
Dude, you are, oh my God. Got
What?
the brand new Camaro. Where's the first place we're going? We're going to Hooters, baby. Oh
Anyway.
my God. Okay, so you're at Hooters.
Yeah, so we go to Hooters. I turn the car off. Mistake. We go inside, we eat, and we're like, oh, this is so great. Because it was my friend from Louisiana who was up here on a job. So
Okay.
I hadn't seen him in a while. And I was like, dude, good to see you. Cool, we hang out. Like, all right, well, let's leave. We go out to the Camaro. Boom, won't turn on because the battery's dead. So I have to get the people from the dealership back out there to jump the car. I drive it home. You get home, no problems. Because once you're on the road doing like 60, you're able to charge the battery.
Yeah.
So got home, parked in the driveway, went to bed, woke up the next morning, turned the car on, drove to Greenville. Of course, the hour, and I'm just sitting here like whipping, dude, whipping. Brand new
Yeah.
2018 Camaro
Flexing.
2SS. I'm just like, dude, this is sunroof. I'm like, bro, I'm living.
Okay.
We get to Greenville. I'm like, dude, get there to the shop.
You had the windows down too, didn't you?
Of course.
Of course you did. Okay.
So we get to the office, and I'm like, guys, I got it. I got the Camaro. Because I've been telling everybody, I was like, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
So everyone comes out to check out, like, dude, let's crank it. I'm like, all right, bet. I get in, won't start. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, at that point, I start raging.
Dude, I was like, it has to be the battery. So I'm sitting there, I call the dealership. They're like, yeah, it's probably the battery. You probably just need to get a new battery.
Okay.
So the dealership paid to get a new battery put in, still won't crank.
Damn.
Well, it cranked up. I drove it, parked it, turned it off, went inside for a couple hours, came out, started to crank it, dead. Brand
Damn.
new battery, dead within hours.
What the
Come
hell?
to find out, dude, it was a curse. The Camaro's push to start button wasn't fully disconnecting the power when you would turn it off.
Okay.
So even while it was off, it was just
still
draining the battery.
Yeah. Holy
So
hell.
So I had to take it back to Jacksonville.
Jesus.
And they
Wait
had
for them to fix it.
They had to completely replace. Oh no, they gave me a loaner. I was
Oh,
whipping
okay,
some,
good.
like,
Yeah.
every time I get a loaner, it's like the worst actual car to ever drive.
Really?
It's like some like Toyota Corolla front end drive that you can even wreck.
Oh,
So
man.
they had to replace the entire like push to start button on it and everything. And I was like, I get the car broke.
Jesus Christ. Well,
But, yeah.
do you still have that car?
No,
No? What?
No.
You ended up.
it's a curse. I tell you, it was a curse getting it. So Shelby was down, I think her like second or third time, and I was like, well, I really want you to hang out with my mom, just so my mom can get to know you because I really like you.
Right.
Mom to like know you, all that fun stuff. So
Brought
I
her
just,
to the mom. That's when you know it's
I-
real.
exactly. I had just dropped Shelby off to hang out with my mom where they were gonna get lunch, and I was like, I'm gonna go get my hair cut.
Okay.
Well, it was raining, so I was like, all right, it's raining a little bit. I'll just be cautious while I'm driving. Driving down the highway, and I feel my car kind of wiggle, and I was like, what was that? I was like, was that the wind? I was like, whatever. And as soon as I put my foot back on the gas to like go, my shit just spun. I went full 180. So I'm in the right lane of a 2-lane highway. Well, so we have 2 lanes on one side, 2 lanes.
right.
I whip left, and I try to correct it, but I just slid. So I was like, all right, well, I just let go of the steering wheel at that point because there's no point in fighting it. You're gonna
Right.
do more damage than good. So I just let go of it, and I'm like, I completely turn around, and I'm like starting to like fully spin, but then it comes back. I go into the median, and I'm like going straight, and then I slide down, and I just smash the guardrail. with
Damn.
the back right going
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
And I just smack it, and I just sit there and I just yell, "Fuck!"
Because this is your baby. This is the car.
This
Okay.
is the car. This is my dream car. Everything I ever wanted. This is it, right? So, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, it's raining. That was the worst part. It's raining.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, I just wrecked my car. Now I have to stand outside in the rain.
In the fucking rain.
Yeah. So I call for a tow truck, and the tow truck driver, I'm sitting there thinking, all right, if I'm in the median, the tow truck should just park on the side of the road, run the cable down, and pull me towards him.
Right.
Right? That sounds smart, right? No, this fucking tow truck driver backs his truck down into the median that's soaking wet.
You just slid down.
I just slid down and gets his truck, gets the back of the truck right next to the car and tries to pull me out, and then he gets stuck. And I'm like, well, what the fuck do you think was going to happen?
Jesus
So
Christ.
then he looks at me, he goes, yeah, I'm going to have to get another tow truck out here, and you're going to have to pay for him to come get me unstuck. I'm like, no, the fuck I'm not.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not the idiot that drove into the wet ditch
where I just slid down.
Yeah, where I'm also stuck and tried to then lift said stuck vehicle out of the wet, soft ground with a heavy vehicle and get stuck myself. I'm like, I'm not doing it. And the way the dude pulled me out, he instead of pulling it from the side where it pulls the car out and then he can pull me up.
Right.
He pulled the car in a way so that it just slid across the cable median. So the cable just drug across my car.
Oh God.
I was like, if I could literally fight you right now, I would in a heartbeat, because you are actually pissing me off by doing more damage to my car.
So you ended up just getting rid of it shortly after that, or what?
So I got it fixed, and then come to find out my tires were balding, and it only had 25,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to the guy at the dealership, and I was like, all right, well, why are these tires bald already at 25? I had a truck with all-terrains that lasted almost 50. And he's like, well, yeah, that's the thing with the Screaming Eagles. They're soft tires, so they go out every 20,000 miles. I was like, well, can I get a harder tire? He goes, nah, you have to get these. And I'm like, so you're telling me every 20,000 miles I have to drop $1,500 to replace these tires?
Tires are not cheap. Gosh,
and
so annoying.
I was just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it. At this point in time, I was making decent money, but not decent money to the point where every 20,000 miles, which is 2.5 to 3 months, I can drop 12.
Yeah, because you think you drive an hour every day. You drive 2 hours every day back and forth to work. So yeah, you're putting some miles on those tires.
I mean, I'm not.
So at this point is what would you say was where was where was everything going on with that channel? Where were you guys at as far as were you guys peak level, or were you still on the climb?
No, we were climbing, because we were coming up with bangers. Let me pull out this. I'm going to his channel real quick just so I can I can remember what videos we were doing, but he deleted a lot of videos. So this was the worst part. Our top viewed video. Let me see if it's still a thing right now. Most popular. Yeah, so our number one viewed video, which probably still would have been the number one video right now, he had to take down because we were trying to get, what is it called? Google Preferred. And to get Google Preferred on YouTube, you have to be there can be nothing debatable about your channel.
What is Google Preferred for those that don't know?
Google Preferred for YouTube is when you start making real money through YouTube.
Yeah.
You start getting all of the ads. You start getting Google. So it's Google Preferred. So Google prefers your channel to all of these companies to run ads on.
Okay.
And if you're Google Preferred, you get first dibs.
Okay.
And if you get first dibs, you're getting the big bucks.
So you're making cash just off ads alone.
You're making cash off the ads.
Okay.
So that's Logan Paul was he had all the Google Preferred before pre-Suicide Force. That's why you saw him doing the things he did, wearing the clothes he had, because he was making money.
Cash. All right.
But he also had his merch line. His merch line
Makes
was
sense.
stupid. But yeah, so we were trying to get Google Preferred. So we were up and on the rise. We were killing it. Let me see. Newest. I gotta scroll down some. Like I said, we had just done the how many rubber bands does it take to snap a safe in half? And this is when like the money thing was huge. So yeah, so we did the how many rubber bands does it take to snap a save in half, which hit 23 million views, which is crazy for
Big.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's big.
huge,
That's big in
right?
any, but it's big in any today's numbers. That's
And
massive.
and it kept going. Like then we did this, and what was the craziest part was when you go back and look at a lot of these videos. And we were doing the video, we were like, dude, like a lot of us like. So this is like Jimmy's envision. He saw this coming.
Okay.
These views. Us doing it, I was like, dude, there's no way this video is gonna pull like 10 million views. No way. Like
Right.
does water repellent shoes actually work? Like so
Right.
like and the idea was you spray water repellent on your shoe. Can you walk on water?
Okay.
And we're filming. We're like, there's no way this is gonna work.
Right.
Bro, 1 year ago, the video was posted, 54 million views.
That's fucking insane.
And
That's
dude,
that's huge.
and it just kept going. And like every video we put out, we're getting like more views, doing bigger and better. So like each video, like we would have a bigger and better budget. Things were getting crazier. Like the $50,000 donation to Ninja was crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that we were able to rent a tank for a day in Wilmington and drive it around,
Yeah.
like that was insane.
How was like budget and stuff like that set and decided? Was it decided based on?
So that was like above me, but
Okay.
it was basically like, okay, is this video sponsored or not?
Okay.
And based off if it was sponsored or not, that is pretty much how you budget.
Right.
You're like, okay, we're getting X amount in, so we're gonna spend Y on the video.
Right. Okay. And that
Yeah.
and were a lot of your ideas like were the so when you guys are workshopping ideas, were you guys just like sitting around in a room? Was it just Jimmy himself? Like and how was that? How were some of the videos? How did those videos come about? And were some of them also just like, oh shit, this company wants to give us this amount of money, let's do something fucking just insane? Like how was that all? How did that all come to fruition?
So it was never
Like that
company
use of the
giving
word?
us. Yeah, it was like company never giving us like X was the reason for a video. It was always like Jimmy always said. So it was like a lot of it was Jimmy, and he's like always like, dude, if we did this video, it'll pop off.
Okay.
And so it was like the 100 million Orbeez video in my friend's backyard. He
Okay.
came with that. He goes, how crazy would this be? 100? Because he was like, he's always wanting. The reason why his channel is so good, and I have to give it to him, like you have to, is he goes above and beyond. Like, okay, like the YouTuber last YouTuber to leave wins 100 grand. Like, okay, you could have done last YouTuber to leave wins 10 grand.
Right.
But what's gonna get more views?
Dude,
100
grand.
or
I
10?
like you just read that to me, and I want to watch that. Like,
Yeah.
I would
That-
like you literally just clickbaited me IRL.
Yeah. So like that's got Mini Lad, Tfue, the FaZe guys. It's got Juice Squad. It's got
Right.
Leon Lush. Like, I mean,
Big guys.
yeah. And so it's like it's just. And Jimmy's always been open. Like he's always told people, he goes like the money he makes, he wants to dump right back into his YouTube channel.
Right.
'Cause
Which
this
is smart.
like,
Very smart.
this is his thing. This is what he wants to do. This
Right.
is his baby. This is his bread and butter.
Right.
And he's absolutely killing it. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
And he shoots for perfection. Like you've seen him tweet like, "Hey, we scrapped next video." It's because like if the video doesn't come out the way he sees it in his head,
He'll just get rid of it.
He's not posting it. It's either we're gonna reshoot it or he's just not posting it.
Now, how did does company and like corporate sponsorship play a role in that too? Where you guys ever felt pressured to get videos out based on which company was sponsoring a video, or is it just one of those things that was like they gave you full creative control, just shout it out at one point in there?
When it comes to like creative control, like a lot of people, like I know, like even with my stuff,
Right.
will send you a script to follow,
Right.
for certain things.
Yeah. For sure, which is fair.
but-
People want you
but
to
it-
promote their product in their
Yeah.
way. Right. Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of times, like I know with like Honey,
Mhm.
like we worked with Honey so many times. It's kind of like Honey's like, hey, you know, we want you to say this, but film it how you want.
Right. Okay.
But you have to say this.
Yeah. Here's the words. Do it however you want to. Just say the words.
Yeah.
Okay. Now how? So when it comes to the companies that quote like say sponsor the video, now the sponsorship of those videos, did it go was the money that was sent, was it factored in just for the video, or did it get factored into, well, you know, because you got to get paid, the rest of the staff's got to get paid, Jimmy himself's got to get paid. Equipment's got to get paid for all that kind. Like, how was it? All right, we got this amount of money to shoot this video, and that's just for the video. And then, like, was revenue off those videos put into y'all's pockets, put in the company? Like, how did that work?
It's above my pay grade.
Okay, because that's like a question I'd always wondered.
Yeah.
Like, how does that stuff go down?
I mean, it was made sure that everybody was paid.
Right.
Put it that way. Like, it was just made sure that everybody got paid. Everything was paid.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
There was never any question of like, oh my god, are we gonna get paid?
Yeah.
Like, no,
Okay.
it's like, you're good.
I feel that. And so when you talked about earlier, you were like, I interviewed with Jimmy and his mom. Does his mom play like a big role in that whole company?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. When I first started, yes. But now she's got her own. She released her own book.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, she went through some like crazy stuff. I don't want to get too any detail about it because I
Right.
don't know how much she wants like openly talk.
Yeah, for sure.
But so she wrote her own book, so she's been kind of like less and less involved.
Okay.
But she handles like bookkeeping and everything, and she does like a really good job with it.
Okay, cool.
But he wants like Jimmy's goal is like always to have like family because he wants to take care of his family.
Of the core crew.
Yeah, a lot of it is like family related, people working because he wants to take care of them.
Right.
Like some people might be like I know his brother was working to be like high up with Walmart. But
Okay.
instead Jimmy was like, dude, I'll just give you your own YouTube channel and you don't even have to worry about like corporate.
Damn.
And that's where the whole giving my brother his own YouTube channel came from.
Okay. Damn. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Do you ever wish you were taller?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like taller. Like, I want to be like a freak. Like, I want to be like 7'2".
Oh,
and
no,
just
dude, about 6'6" to 6'8". I'm good.
Really?
Yeah. 6'6"
Dude,
to
I just want to be just a monster. Somebody
Okay,
like
okay.
when like already people look at me weird, but when I walk in, I want people to be like, "Holy fuck, what is this thing?"
Here you go. You're 7'2", okay?
Okay.
You now have to get custom shoes, custom pants, custom shirts,
Yeah.
custom jackets.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I'm pretty much there right now.
You might have to get a custom bed.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Being tall is
Yeah.
going to cost you a lot of money.
Dude, but concerts are lit when you're that big.
Oh, because you just see over everybody.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's fucking tight.
Oh my god. Dapper
long-
the Giant.
How long you been with Shelby for now?
2 years in November.
And when's the wedding? You know what's so funny? So last night I was like trying to think of some questions that I could ask you, and I was like, so when's the? Well, I was like, when's this wedding gonna happen? And then this morning I see your tweet of that was like, look, dude,
yeah.
if you didn't invite me to your wedding, don't expect to get invited to mine.
Yeah.
So when are y'all? What's going on with that? What's going on with the wedding?
We are. I'm laughing at Berserk's comment too. By the way, he goes, "It's 6'7" and 300 pounds. I just want to be a freak." Yeah, okay, buddy.
I'm a big boy, but I want to be bigger. Okay.
So I'm a huge Disney fanatic, Disney obsessionist,
Big
Disney
time,
freak,
yeah.
Like love all things Disney.
Hell yeah, it's hard to not do
we're-
that.
We're actually working on trying to get a Disney wedding.
Oh shit!
So
So what does that all entail? Like, lay it on me.
So what we're doing is we're using one of the connections that was able to hook us up with Universal, where we got Universal like VIP passes for 2 days and like a hotel and all that. We're using that same connection, who also has connections with Disney, to see what they will give us as like social influencers and stuff like that,
Okay.
as far as like a wedding goes.
Okay.
Because I just saw where excuse me, one of the guys from Super Carlin Brothers just had a wedding at Disney, and I'm like, well, yeah, they have like 2 million on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure I have more than them on like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Right. Yeah. Because your
So
TikTok,
I'm
you just hit a mill on TikTok, right?
I did just hit 1 million. Like,
I'll
holy
clap for that. You know I
Thank
love
you.
giving you shit, but I'll clap for that. That's a million. That's a big fucking number. How close
I'm
you to
gonna
a
do-
mill on Instagram too?
350.
350 away.
Yeah, because I'm at 650.
Okay. When you get to a mill on Instagram, that's why I'll clap again. The rest of it can
Okay.
fuck off. So, anyways, back to the wedding.
But yeah, so I'm basically trying to use a quote unquote clout, and I hate saying that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to use that to either. I'm not expecting like a free wedding, even though that's like best case
Hell
scenario.
yeah.
But I'm hoping there's like some type of like discount or special services they'll offer
Right.
due to being
Okay.
a social media influencer.
Okay. That's what's up. And she's all aboard with the Disney thing too.
Yeah, if we can get it.
It's so weird because I don't see Shelby as being Disney anything. I see her just like wanting to kill people.
Yeah, she's
Like
Michael
she,
Myers,
yeah, she just wants Michael Myers
Terminator.
wedding or something fucking weird.
She is down, so it's really cool. She's down to have the Viking. So I'm like,
Really?
Hey.
You know what's so funny about that is I literally did you watch Game of Thrones?
Do we have to talk?
Oh, okay. When Sansa ended up getting married and they were getting married in the snow to the bastard, whatever his name was. Anyways,
Yeah.
they were getting married in the snow and like the snow was
Bolton.
falling. Yeah, and it was like snowing. I was like, dude, that's the wedding I want. If I ever get married, Jess, that's the wedding I want. She's like, you want to get married in the fucking snow? I was like, yeah, I do. She was like, do you understand how shitty that would be for me out there in a wedding dress in the fucking snow, James? I'm like, all right, well, look, that's what I want. You know, we can kind of rotate it in through there.
Dude, I got you. Here's what we can do. You can do it in a church.
Okay.
And I'll be up top with the buckets of fake snow, just slowly drizzling them
All right,
down.
just like that. You're already invited to my future wedding. Whenever that happens, you're already invited to the future wedding. It's already looking good.
Let's go. Where's Jake? Up in the rafters doing what?
Doesn't matter. Just let him do his thing.
Just sprinkling snow down.
Yeah. Well, all right, man, dude. I had a great time chatting with you this morning. It was super fun.
Too, buddy.
It was super fun. Where can we all follow you at? Where can we find out more about Jake the Viking?
Everywhere: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Jake_the Viking.
Yeah, dude, you're going hard on Twitch. I'm proud.
Trying to. I'm trying to catch up to you.
No.
No.
Well, cool, man, dude. I greatly appreciate you being on the show this morning. It does mean a lot, and we'll talk soon, man. We'll talk soon for sure.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, dude. All right, man. I appreciate you being here. I love you. We'll talk right after this.
All right, buddy.
All right, dude. All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jake the Viking looking just like an absolute snack. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, boy. All right. Well, I greatly appreciate all you guys that are here live right now hanging out. It does truly mean a lot to me. Make sure that you guys give him a follow on everything. He's been grinding Twitch out super hard, which is lit. I'm super excited about it for him. Check out his Twitch again, which is Jake the Viking. Obviously, all of his other social media, check him out there at Jake_the Viking. As well as me. Be sure to check me out on Twitch as well. If you those of you guys that are watching this on YouTube right now, because this will be on YouTube, be sure to sub. I don't know. I feel super weird talking about this. This is weird. Just sub to me. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, appreciate you guys kicking it. We will be live again at another point here soon tonight at 6 p.m. Yeah, appreciate y'all kicking it with me, man. It does mean a lot. We will talk very soon.